Hola, me llamo Bre'Ana y hoy vamos a cocinar pozole de pollo.
What a wonderful world.
I'm just kidding, y'all. Hi, it's your girl, Bree Izzo, and we're back with another video. Today is a little bit of cooking. Well, not a little bit, a whole lot of cooking. But we are gonna be making chicken pozole. It is my first time making pozole. This pozole recipe is not my own. It's from Views on the Road. Her channel is so awesome. I cook from recipes, if you just didn't know. And I add my little twist to it once I get comfortable doing so. Everything that I make most likely came from her page, especially Mexican food wise. So I will definitely link her info down in the description bar because she is awesome, because she literally explains everything. So let's just get started, y'all. I'm excited. All right, so first things first, I have my big pot. I use this huge pot because I don't want anything to overflow while I'm cooking it. So I'm gonna go add my, I'm using chicken thighs. From watching her video, you want to use something with bones because it does contribute to the quality of the broth. It tastes good, and these thighs do have the skin still on them. So I'm gonna add all my chicken, all my pollo in the pot. And the pot is boiling. I'm gonna go wash my hands and I'll be right back. So I'm just gonna add my top on, cover it, and I'm going to let this cook for 15 minutes before we add in our onions, bay leaves. Okay, so while my chicken is boiling, I'm going to be de-seeding and cleaning up my guajillo chilies. This is the chilies that I will be using. And what you pretty much just want to do is de-seed them. Has a little stuff growing on it, so I'm not gonna use that part. So I have my cleaned up chiles. I am gonna be rinsing these off just because I just feel like I need to. And then on my plate I have my cebollas, my onions, and then I have 2 heads of garlic that I chopped the ends off just so we can get some of that flavor out. So my chicken has about 4 more minutes to cook, and then we'll be adding all of this goodness plus more in the pot. I do have my pot on a medium, between medium and high heat. I'm gonna let my chicken cook a little bit longer actually, because what you want is impurities to start coming out. All right, so now you can see the impurities coming up, and it's those that white stuff around the pot. I'm going to get my impurity scooper upper. I don't know the official name for this thing, and I'm gonna start scooping the impurities that are in the pot. And I got this from in Japanese store. I've been really wanting one of these. Okay, so once I've got all the impurities out of the pot, I'm going to add in 2 small onions, and I'm going to hatch them in the middle like this just so more flavor can come out of the onions. Don't cut yourself. Drop that in there. And then I have my garlics, to add in 3 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. And then you can always adjust. You can use salt if you want to. I really enjoy chicken bouillon, and so does my girl on Views on the Road. So whatever she does, I will do my best to follow. So I'm going to give that a taste once everything is done cooking down, just to see if I need to adjust it. Give this all a good mix. And then I'm going to add my chilies that we had cleaned up in the pot. Alright, so once that is done, give everything good mix in there. Gonna put my top back on, and I'm gonna leave it going for an hour or so, and then we'll come back in and do the rest. So one thing I did forget to add, y'all, 30 minutes in, is my bay leaves. So I have about 10 to 12 bay leaves I'm gonna add in there. Okay, bay leaves are in. I still have about 30 more minutes, so should be fine. Alright, you guys, so this has been cooking for about an hour and some minutes because I did forget to add in my bay leaves. Yeah. So now I'm going to fish out all the chiles, and I'm going to start blending them. It smelled so good, y'all. I had to make me a grilled cheese sandwich because it's making me hungry. And I have a special blender, y'all. Hold on. My blender is old, and it likes to leak all the juices that are inside of it. So I kind of have to work around that. And you know, a lot of people, there's probably several ways that you can make pozole. Like I said, this is the recipe that I'm using from Views on the Road. All her recipes have never disappointed me. So if you cook it, if your abuela or your grandma, mama, whoever cooks it differently, then that's good for you. So once I fished out most of the chiles out, well, not most, I tried to get as much as possible. I'm going to add all my chiles in here. So I'm going to blend. I am also going to add some of the juice. Add this in there. Hopefully it does not come out. Blend. The texture is, so it is pretty thick. I'm gonna add a little bit more juice in there. From watching her previous video, she didn't do this exact video that I'm getting this recipe from, but she did add 2 corn tortillas in there just so that it thickens up the broth when you add it all in there. So I'm gonna add 2 corn tortillas. I think I'm gonna add 1 more because I do have a little bit more broth. If y'all can see this mess that I'm making right now, Jeez. Making a mess. Alright, so this is the consistency of the puree I made. I'm gonna clean up my working area. And then we will strain this and add it back in with broth. And before I add the chilies back into the pot, I was supposed to add in the hominy as I was blending the chilies, but you know, yeah. So we're just gonna add 1 can of hominy, and they are rinsed off and clean. I'll stir that in now. And then at this time, I'm gonna taste for salt. And when I say salt, I'm using chicken bouillon. I'm not using actual salt. Just to make sure that it's flavored the way that I want it to be flavored. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit more chicken bouillon because like I said, I do have a lot of broth in here. I'm gonna start off small amounts and then just keep adding to it, because you never want to just go all in with salt, especially because once you add that in, you can't take it out. Lesson I had to learn. So I added a tablespoon. So once I'm satisfied with the flavor, I added about 2.5 more tablespoons of the chicken bouillon. So now I'm going to strain my chiles into the water, and then you want to make sure you strain, because just to get if there's skin or any seeds that you didn't get out. So I'm gonna make a mess as I do it. I'm gonna add in my chile. Okay, I'm going to put more water into. I'm gonna add a little bit more water just to get the excess stuff out of my blender. Switch that around. Put it in. And I'm gonna mix everything in. It's finding chiles. Okay. So now I'm gonna let everything boil for another 30 minutes, and then we're done. All right, so this boiled for about 30 minutes. Recipe calls for 20, but I kind of got sidetracked with cleaning the kitchen. So now I'm gonna add, recipe says to add 1 tablespoon of oregano, Mexican oregano. As I keep saying, this is a large pot, so I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons. My praying hands. Give that a good mix. I'm also gonna start removing the garlic and try to get all the bay leaves out. This looks so good, and it's a lot of chicken in here. I got all the bay leaves out and the garlic heads, and I'm pretty sure the onions already disintegrated in here. So yeah, I am going to plate this up, or should I say bowl it up, and I'll show you the final results. I'm so excited. It's good. All that chicken shredded up on its own. Get some juice. Now I'm gonna add some lettuce. Not lettuce. Cabbage. Lettuce's cousin. I shredded it as fine as I could. I'm gonna add that in there. Then I also chopped up some cilantro and onions. Add some of that in there. And then last but not least, a lime, yo. And now for the best part. I'm so excited. It smells good. It thickened up nicely too. It's hot. Yo, this is mad good. I'm gonna have to get off camera and eat the rest of this because I hope you enjoyed this video. I did not want to make this a long video. I enjoyed cooking this. It was fairly easy. I didn't really have to do a lot. There wasn't a lot of steps to it. So I will give this recipe a thumbs up, and I didn't fail. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if there's any recipes you guys see, want me to try or experiment with. Y'all should definitely try this. Don't matter if it's hot outside because it's still bomb. I never get tired of soup or anything caldo. So yeah, bye guys.